Hello, welcome to another episode of Let's Chat Health Tech. And today I'm going to spend a few minutes talking about how to apply to a health tech startup accelerator. A lot of the things I'm going to talk about apply to any accelerator, but I'm going to take a particularly health tech focus given the fact that I just published a write up on a lot of the big health tech accelerators and some that you might want to consider if you're a health tech startup and founder. You can get the notes to that in the show notes here or on my website. And if you like these sorts of things, I also encourage you to sign up for my newsletter. So with that, let me dive in and talk about how to apply to a startup and what founders typically get wrong, what they should focus on, and why sales still matters. And there's basically 10 key points. But the way I kind of came up with this list is I've been running a few accelerators in the past and also working as a mentor to other accelerators over the last decade. And I see a lot of the same patterns arise. I actually had to give a talk on this same subject for the Baltimore Innovation Week a few years ago as well. So a lot of this comes out of those conversations and that thinking. Basically, the way I look at it is accelerators can be valuable, but you need to use them the right way. You need to make the most of them. And so the first thing I want anyone that's looking to apply to accelerator, or think about why they're doing it. It's not about just getting a investment check or getting office space. It's really about sharpening all your various startup skills and building on the ones that you don't have by leveraging others in the cohort and by the experts, the accelerator management team and all the mentors that they may and contacts they may drag in to be a part of it. And if you do it right, you can get a lot out of it in a 10, 12 week period of time. You can make a lot of headway and create a lot of momentum and so forth. But there are a bunch of things you ought to do as you apply, because if it's a good health tech accelerator, there's a fair amount of competition. They'll get literally hundreds, if not thousands, of applications, and they have to find a way to go through them quickly. They have to decide if you're the right fit for them and if they're the right fit for you and so forth. So here are some of the things that I would strongly suggest that you consider as you go through this and get ready to apply. First of all, you want to be concise, clear, and specific, right? This is perhaps the most common flaw that applications have, and that is founders ramble. They either over-explain, they use jargon, or they're otherwise confusing the reader. And, if you're someone tasked with looking through hundreds of applications, you very quickly try to figure out, is this coherent? Is it not? Do I get the key message? Do I get the value proposition, et cetera, et cetera? Do I get the business case, et cetera, et cetera? You need to know those things right up front. Because they're going to look at this stuff. If it's clean and simple and readable, that's going to make a big difference. So, describe who your customer is, name the problem that they face, explain specifically how you solve that problem. Use bullets to make it easier for people to read through. So just simply formatting it properly is good, and do whatever you can to make the problem, the use case, the revenue opportunity, the likelihood of success stand out. Okay. Second thing I'd say is you need to know your business. My focus is on health tech, so I'm going to use health tech examples here. You're going to need to explain what's your business model, and specifically that means how are you getting reimbursed? And perhaps more importantly, how does your customer get reimbursed? Do you know the CPT codes or the HCPCS codes? Is it Medicare risk adjustment? Is it improved star ratings? Are you able to upcode? What are the things that make a difference and that are specific and then will resonate with whomever's looking at your health tech application? Who's your ideal customer? What's their title? What are their priorities? What are their challenges? What are they running up against, and how do you address those things? Are you particularly knowledgeable around federally qualified health centers, or do you have a specific and financially compelling care management solution that helps a Medicare Advantage plan drive down costs or increase the ability to recruit? Do you improve hospital billing or revenue recognition? Do you make it easier or more effective to recruit new members? Whatever those things are, you want to be able to explain it concisely and like an expert, like someone who really knows a lot about healthcare. Explain what are the key industry trends and how does your solution fit into those trends. In healthcare, it could be regulatory challenges or changes. It could be thin margins. If you're a rural hospital, it's the big beautiful bill and financial survival. It invariably it's going to be about AI. So, be prepared. The third thing I would say is be prepared to explain what you want out of the accelerator. What are the things that you're looking for? They want to know how they can help you. And as they evaluate your application. So are you looking for mentorship? Are you looking for funding? Are you looking to introductions to specific customers? Is there regulatory guidance? Patent issues? Are you are you are you a technical founder that needs help with sales? That's what I do. If you don't know what you want, that's going to be a problem because then they don't know how you're going to fit or how they can address and help you, right? So do your homework there and then have a specific plan and spell it out. As important as that is, the next thing I would say is show how you can contribute to the cohort. What are you going to bring to the party, so to speak, right? Accelerator Accelerators want to work with people that are going to engage. They have to contribute. They want to help others. They want them to share their expertise because you're going to bring value ostensibly you're going to bring value to the conversation and to the cohort and make the whole experience better. Even if you're early in the journey, you have something to offer. It might be UX design or marketing experience or what have you. Whatever that thing is, make sure you're highlighting it. You're going to be stuck in this cohort with the group for 10 to 12 weeks. But that also means that they're going to be stuck with you, right? And the account management team or the accelerator management team is going to want to know that you're contributing. They're going to want you to be an asset to the organization or to the group and not just, show up when you want, right? The next thing, number 5 this is quick, but it oftentimes gets missed. And that is, what do you want to do with the money? If there's money in the equation, if they're giving you some level of investment, explain what that is. Explain how you intend to use it. Don't say we're paying ourselves a salary. They don't want to hear that. They want to hear, we're hiring a developer to help us accelerate the development of our MVP. We're doing some marketing things. We're launching a paid pilot. We need resources. Whatever those things are, if you can be specific, conservative, and deliberate in how you plan to use that capital, that will be helpful. The next item I would say is build the relationships if you can before you apply. If there's a way to reach out to the people in the accelerator that run in the accelerator, touch base with them, introduce yourself, find out what they're looking for, find out any background that you can. That makes the likelihood that when they see your application come across the line, they recognize you. It's no longer quite as cold. There's some familiarity, and that will go a long way. And then that small investment in your application process. One of the things that I suggest you do is record a 1-minute video. They may require that as part of the application. They may not. Either way, include it. Keep it short. Don't overproduce it. It should be you on a cell phone recording. Make it very clear what your business does. Tell them why you want in. Some of the things that I'm talking about here. Be authentic, be clear, and be enthusiastic. That puts a name to your face, or a face to your name, as it were. And it's another opportunity to be more memorable, for them to realize it shows an added level of investment in the process. And that's what they're looking for. Next thing to keep in mind is make sure that you're applying to the right accelerators. You're not going to be a fit for everyone. So try to focus on specific sectors, whether it's fintech or health tech, or a specific geography or a specific stage. Make sure you're trying to match up as well as you can with the accelerator type. If you're pre-revenue, don't waste time on programs that only want companies that have a lot of traction. And, check the structure. Is it virtual? Is it in person? Do they take equity? Are they asking you to relocate? It's important to note that a number of accelerators in the country they're actually economic development arms and engines for that community, for that municipality. Baltimore has that, for example. So if there's a likelihood that you can relocate to Baltimore, which I strongly encourage, you want to be aware of that. And then it's important for you to emphasize whatever traction you've got. What's your pipeline? Everybody loves a sure thing, and you may not yet be a sure thing, but you'll definitely want to tout whatever momentum, whatever acceleration, whatever revenue, whatever compelling conversations you're having, you want to make sure that you make a point of talking about those things. That's because these accelerators are all only as good as their track record. They're looking for winners. They're looking for diamonds in the rough, as it were, right? And while they can't expect every company that they choose to succeed, they do want to increase their odds of success. So if you can talk specifically about the kind of traction you're getting, however meaningful it is, it may just be conversations you're having that are confirming your vision. It might be a pocket full of letters of intent, or it could be a brand name client, or it could be some really compelling ROI analysis. Whatever those things are, make sure you highlight those, because that will help to differentiate yourself. Here's the thing: accelerators wrap up these cohort in sessions with some sort of demo day type event, right? And it could be virtual, but it's more likely it's in person. It's a chance to graduate and recognize everybody, and it's an event. And one of the things they love to see in these events, and one of the real highlights, is being able to stand up there and say, "We just signed this deal," or "We just got this new customer," or we're now, and we've grown our revenue from X to Y. And those sorts of bragging opportunities at demo day are, whether they tell you that or not, are one of the reasons why they really want to see you have some level of traction at the front end, because it increases the likelihood you'll have even more traction and more momentum at the back end. And they want to claim that their contribution to that, as it were. Okay, so that's their jump start as it is. Finally, if you get rejected, and there's a likelihood that could happen, follow up anyway. Ask for some feedback, see what might happen, see what kind of advice they can give you about what you could do to improve your pitch, your messaging, et cetera, et cetera. Two things can happen. One is it will improve your overall presentation going forward. But more importantly, there's always the possibility that someone might fall through at the last minute. And if a slot opens up and you've gone that extra step, you might get an invitation to take part after all. That's happened to me more than once in sales, where you think you lost, but you are gracious about it and follow up, want to improve, want to thank them for their time and consideration. And it turns out you still get the shot. So that's what I'd say. Ask for some feedback at the back end. You never know what they may share with you in terms of advice. They may very well say something like, "Hey, you didn't fit this time, but you will next time." Or they could say, "You really should talk to these guys. This customer is looking for exactly what you want." So to wrap up, those are the 10 things that I would say that you should consider as you do any kind of application to an accelerator, or even one of those incubators. What kind, and then finally, I'd say, is all this is basically selling. It's sales. It's the execution. It's marketing, if you will, and those things are incredibly critical. And accelerators should help you with mentoring and with community and funding. But what they really can do is help you with sales. And that's what I would stress here, is that think of this as a sales opportunity. Funding is great, but getting some sales traction, sales experience is even better. And so toward that end, I hope you can remember these 10 items. And if I can be of help, this is what I do, is help health tech companies with sales execution, sales strategy. Ping me. And otherwise, thanks for listening.